In this video lecture, I'm going to show you how to use superclass in Java programming. Okay, so the next project we have is the use of superclass, and in under complete Java programming masterclass 0 to mastery, we learned about superclass. So let's go ahead and create a project under that. So first of all, I'll go ahead and create different classes. I'll create first superclass. I'll call this first super. So this is the first class I have. Then I'll go ahead and create another class, and I'm going to call this second super. So remember, we have our main class here for our main method. So second super is going to extend. It's going to extend to first super. Okay, so hope that is okay. So we have these two classes, first super and second super extends to first super. So we are going to print out some values inside here, and let's see how to use this super class and also a subclass too. So inside the first super, I'm going to initialize x and y. Okay, I'll initialize x and y, and I'm going to say create a constructor with first super. So I'm going to say first super int x and int y. Okay, so it should be a different thing. Let's make this to be int a and int b. We have initialized x and y. Okay, so under this constructor, you go ahead and say x is equal to a for semicolon, and y is equal to b for semicolon at the end. So let's create outside here. Let's create a method. I'm going to call this void show. So this is a method. Go ahead and put a method symbol here, void show, and go ahead and say system dot out dot print line system dot out dot print line. I'm going to say value of a is x, and I'm gonna copy this. So value of x is x, and the value of y should be y. Copy this, and let's go ahead and pass this. And the value of y is y. Okay, and the value of y is y. So that is cool. Let's go back to second super, and what is this? Say add constructor. Okay, we need to add constructor for this. That is not a problem. So you can go ahead and click this, and this constructor is added. So go ahead and remove this auto-generated message here. So we created a constructor int a and int b. So but first of all, let's go ahead over here and say int z. Go ahead and put a semicolon at the end, int z, and go ahead and add int z inside here, int z, and let's go ahead and name this to be in X and in the Y, because X and Y are the same. X and Y are the same. So I'll bring this down here so that you can be able to know what we are doing. And then here, this should be super A and super B. Then you go ahead and create Z equal to C. Put a semicolon here. Alright, let's check out why this. So this is X and this is Y, as we have changed these ones here. Alright, so we have changed that. So then we should change this to C as well. So now we've gotten everything in order and the red lines are gone. So we created another integer variable C and we pass in the integer X, Y, and Z inside here. Then we created a constructor for super for X and Y, and then we assigned value of C, which we created here, to Z at this point. Now I'll create a simple method so that you can be able to display this. I'm going to say void, so void show okay. So inside here we is going to call super dot show. Okay, and let's print this out. The system, so this is going to override the first one, and this is a system dot out dot print line. So system dot out dot print line, and I'm gonna say value of Z is, so the value of Z is, so go ahead and put Z at this point. Okay, so why is this underlined? Z is equal to C already, so if Z is equal to C, why must I got this to be underlined? Okay, let's leave this to be C at the moment, and let's move on. I believe that okay. So let's move on, and let's go to our use super class and create public static void main, and here it's going to be string X. So here we're going to create another constructor using the first super class. Copy this. So first super, so go ahead and press this first super. Fs is equal to new first super. Let's name this to be 100, 200, and 300, and put a semicolon at the end. So what we need now is let's go ahead and check. Go ahead and say fs dot show, and I'm still having problem at super. So let me check why this problem is occurring here. So I think why the problem is here is because int c is not initialized, and what I need to do is, remember that when I created this constructor, I got int a, b, and I changed that to x. So change this back to int a, b, and change this to int c. And let this go back to int z, and we have this back to a and b. Okay, so now you can say that z is equal to c, okay, which we initialized here. All right, that's why the error is throwing for us. So come over here and change this back to z, and I believe that is okay at the moment. And so create a constructor int. So that is the constructor we created. Okay, let's check this out and know why this problem is really giving us headache. Okay, this says we should create a constructor first super. So I just found out that we created a constructor for second super here instead of first super. So this should be first super. Okay. The constructor we created should be first super. Else, if we create a constructor for second super, then we go ahead and change this to second super and not first super. Second super, and change this to second super, and the error is gone right now. So you have to be very careful in all this, because when you're using values of x, y, z and co, sometimes you might run into problems that you might be confused. So that is why I have to create this course, so that you can be able to build some projects and understand what we are creating. So whenever you're creating a super class, you have to have the first super class and the second super class extends to the first super class. And this is your main class, where your public static void main, your main method will always be. And if you're calling a super class here, you have to create a, if you're creating a constructor here, you have to create that constructor first at this point. So that is what I did. So now, excuse me, let me go ahead and run this configuration and be sure that everything is okay. So I'll go ahead and select project 15, okay, and use super class. That is our project, that is for the main class. Click apply and run this project. So you can see the project here. The value of x is 100. Remember that this is being displayed under second super, which is the second super class extends to the first super. So I got this value super.show for these two up here. All right, so that is for these two up here. That is what is displayed here. And then the last one is for z, which we displayed here as 300. So this is the how to use a super class in Java programming. So go ahead and check it out, and if you have any question, please try to use the question and answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture.